What's up everyone, Danny Lightning back with another War Robots video. Today we're going to do a guide on Titan modules and Titan weapons. We're going to do a quick little rundown on each type of weapon and module and try and give you guys a really good idea of which ones you might want to choose. We are going to try and keep this kind of short and sweet. We don't want this video to be like 45 minutes long, so we're not going to go into like crazy amounts of detail, but this should give you a great idea of which Titan modules and Titan weapons that you might want to run on your bots, alright? Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Maybe even click that little bell and set those notifications to all. And if you watch this till the end, you're going to get some really good game info. First off, we're going to start with weapons. We got Vengeance and we got Retaliator. These are the old trusties. I love these weapons on pretty much anything. You cannot go wrong with these. They just do an overall really good job. Now, there might be a couple weapons out there that are a little bit better, but these are the ones that come with your Titans when you get them, and man, they just do very, very well overall. Alright, so let's take a look at the brand new weapons. We got the Lantern and the Dazzler. Now, these are a gigantic help to your team. They do decent amount of damage, and they blind the enemy, which means it makes your enemy's targeting system malfunction and then they can't shoot anybody for a few seconds. I mean, that's a really good setup. I like these things a lot. If you can get some of these and you can level them up, I think these are probably one of the most fun weapons out there right now. So they got a 600-meter range, a really cool effect that helps your team, and pretty good damage. So, I mean, you can't go wrong with these in my opinion. So the next ones we're going to look at are the Kristen and Bulova weapons, and these are actually really cool, but I know these aren't for everybody. Now these have a 500-meter range, and they kind of lob a ring of rockets up into the air that locks onto a target, and it shoots up over top of buildings and stuff and hits people. And I'll tell you what, these are very, very good, but they're a little harder to use than a lot of the other weapons out there. But on the right robot, these will do very well. I like to run these on the Miramids. I don't really run them on anything else, but if you have a Miramids, you might really like these. You might like these on the, what's that one robot called? The Sharenga? I've seen some people running these things on Nodens, and they seem to do really well with them. So, I don't know. It just depends on whether or not these fit your playing style and which robot you have them on. But overall, I think they're very, very good weapons. Alright, next we're going to go ahead and check out the Squall and the Groms, which are Titan shotguns. And the only really big drawback about these is you got to be really close to use them. So whichever Titan you're playing, if you're comfortable getting right up in somebody's face, I'll tell you what, these things are monsters. They will do major damage. They will destroy things quick. But like I said, you got to get really, really close before these become super effective. They do have a 500-meter range. Oh my goodness. But that frog that was just in my throat says, don't try and use these at a distance, right? At 500 meters, the pellets spread all over the place and miss the majority of the targets. So these are really something you're going to be like 200 meters, 100 meters, preferably 50 meters or closer to get the most out of these weapons. Okay, now that is a weird looking setup right there. Cinders, guys. The next weapon we're going to talk about are cinders. There's no heavy version. So with Titan weapons, you've got the alpha, which I call the heavy, and we got the beta, which we call the lights. I don't know why, but anyways, we got the alpha and the beta, but there's no alpha version of the cinders, only the betas. But I'll tell you what, cinders are a very good weapon. These things will burn up everything within 125 meters, and basically there's a round circle around your robot. So anything in that circle in front of you, beside you, behind you, they all get hit. You can just sit behind a building or something, and if another robot's on the other side, you're just going to sit there and burn them up. These are a very dangerous, very deadly, very fun weapon, but you do have to get really close because 125-meter range, that's a very close-up weapon. Now, most people seem to pair these up with one of the Titan shotguns. They put 2 cinders in a Grom. I've been playing with all kinds of different setups, and 2 cinders in the Grom or 2 cinders in one of those machine guns is just really good. Who are these for? Well, I'll tell you what, these are best on something like the Luchador, where you can just jump in and get right up in somebody's face easily. Any robot that's just fast moving and gets right up on top of the enemy quick, that's where you want to run the cinders, and they will wreak havoc on the battlefield. So I really like the cinders a lot. Now we're going to look at the Cyclone and the Cataclysm, and these are some of my favorite Titan weapons right here. These are kind of like the old trusties that I've been using for a long time. Now they do have a lock on, and some people do not love that, but the closer you get, the more damage these do, and they got a 600 meter range, so they got plenty of range. But yeah, the closer the better with these. But the thing I really like about these is they seem to have a huge ammo capacity. It seems like they just shoot forever and ever and ever and ever. And when you finally run out, you got a 10-second reload, which isn't too terribly bad. Most Titan weapons do have a 10-second reload, except for the dazzlers, guys. The dazzlers have that 5-second, which is crazy. The lanterns have that 5-second. There's not many Titan weapons with really quick reloads like that. But anyways, these are some of my favorite weapons, alright? They just do really big damage. They pack a punch, especially at a close range. I love these things a lot. Used to be I would always go for these, or I would go for the machine guns, but now I'm really starting to like the lanterns and the dazzlers a lot because of that ability they have. But anyways, these are just all around very nice for pretty much any Titan. There's not a Titan out there that you don't want to run these on. That's the thing I like about these. So these and the machine guns work great on no matter which Titan you're running. They're just all excellent on anything. Next, we have the Basilisk and the Kraits, which are really good weapons, but personally, I don't run these on anything myself for one major reason, because they do big damage quickly, but quickly. The problem is quickly. They run out of ammo very fast, and you spend a lot of time reloading. It almost feels like you spend more time reloading than shooting, but they do unload ammo quick. The problem is if you miss some shots and you're out of ammo really fast, well, that's a little bit of a problem. Now, if you can land all of the shots, these are actually very strong. These do have a DOT effect, which is really good, a 9-second reload and a 500 meter range. I think these are about the only Titan weapons with DOT, so they do damage over time, which means after you stop shooting somebody, they continue to take some of their life away slowly. So these are really a good weapon, but I don't think they're for everybody. The majority of the people are going to like them, but the main complaint I hear from other people and myself is they just run out of ammo so fast. You always feel like you're sitting there reloading more than shooting. But very good weapon overall if they fit your playing style. Now we're going to look at the rocket weapons called the Rupture and the Tsar. And there's one major reason I don't use these. They have a 30-second reload time. No thank you. No thank you. 30 seconds, that's a bit crazy. Now the good thing about these is they do gigantic damage quickly, but after you're out of ammo, you got a huge reload, and that's not for me. Maybe that's for you. Maybe you don't mind a long reload, but I can't run these things. I'll pass on these, alright? Let's move on to something else. Now, I'm not really sure how you pronounce either one of these weapons properly, but we got the cuirassier in the Jean-Claude Van Damme. I mean, the Germanarder guard. I don't know what you say to these things. But these are some old school laser weapons. Alright? They got a 600 meter range, which is amazing. People used to always run these on the Ming. Now they do have about a 15-second reload time, and not everybody likes that. These are overall very nice weapons, but they're a little bit old, a little bit outdated. I think there's better choices out there. So currently, I would pick something different than these, but overall they're still pretty good. Next, we have these striker weapons, which pack a huge punch. These are very cool weapons ran on the right robot. Normally, you only see these things being ran on the Sharangas, and every once in a while you might see them ran on the Ao Ming, but most people don't seem to be using these for one main reason. It's very hard to defend yourself when you have a weapon that just does one big giant burst shot and then has to reload. The cool thing is they've got an 800 meter range and the reload is about 7 seconds, which really isn't that bad. Plus, when you hit an enemy with these, they bounce off of the main enemy and hit other people as well. So they're kind of like a Titan shock train weapon. And overall, I mean, I like these a lot. These are kind of like a sniper weapon, and they're great for the big maps. Now, there's only an alpha version, okay? We don't have the beta version. So these are basically like a heavy Titan weapon only. Alright, so only alpha, no beta on this, but overall, these are really cool if you like sniping. Okay, so we just went over all of the Titan weapons, and now we're going to get into modules. So the first module we're going to look at is the self-fix unit. Personally, I don't recommend this thing. It's basically like a very slow healing module. When you're actually in a fight, it's healing you so slowly, it's not really going to benefit you during the fight. The only time this is really good is when you get away, you get back behind cover and you're hiding, you can slowly heal your health back. So it's a big help as far as that goes, but I want something that's really going to help me out in the middle of a firefight and not when I'm back in there hiding. So I don't recommend the self-fix units to anybody. Next, we have the plated armor kits. Guys, plated armor kits are actually a very good module to add extra durability. If you need durability, these are great. Next, we have the Titan accelerator. These are very nice. You throw one of these on the universal slot of your Titan and all of a sudden you're moving faster. These give you a 10 km/h boost, so they can make your Titan run across the map pretty quickly. But you're going to sacrifice armor or damage or something to add one of these. So it's up to you if you want to run this. I like them on certain Titans. I mean, the accelerators are very cool, but probably not for everybody. Next, we have the classic antimatter reactor. All right, these give you 20% more damage. That's pretty nice. I mean, they do 20% more damage to everything that you shoot at. You really can't go wrong with that. But we do have a new module out that's probably just a little bit better than these. Next is the Titan anti-control, which is amazing. All right, if you have 2 of these on a Titan, you will never be locked down, you will never be suppressed, and you will never be frozen. And this also gives you 16% durability per module. I mean, the armor kit gives you 20. This gives you 16 plus protection from being locked, frozen, and suppressed. So, hey, these are pretty good. One will definitely help with that stuff, but if you have 2 of them installed and maxed out, you will be immune from that stuff, meaning you will never be locked, never be suppressed, never be frozen. So you do want to get at least 2 of these maxed out, and I'm telling you, these things are awesome. Next, we have the onslaught reactor, which does 15% more damage to everything, and then another 20% just to Titans. So this is a little bit better, guys. That's 35% to Titans, 15% to everything. These are a really amazing damage module. And then finally, we have the cannibal reactors, which do 40% more damage to Titans only. All right. So there's basically 3 modules now that are set up for damage. One does X amount of damage to everything. One does X amount of damage to Titans. And then we have the onslaught that does X amount of damage to pretty much everything that you shoot, but does more overall. All right. These are just really cool modules. Now we also have the basic Titan armor kit. I do not recommend upgrading those at all. That's something that comes with your Titans and gives you a lot less. It's just kind of a so-so module. Same thing with the singular reactor. This is kind of like the stock module that comes on your Titans. They're nice, but I wouldn't dump any resources into it. Alright, so we just covered all the weapons and all the modules, and like I said, we didn't want this video to be like 45 minutes long, so we didn't go into too much detail. I will have an actual Titan guide coming out. A lot of new Titans have been added to the game, and that's going to go into a lot more detail because it's more important that which Titan to choose is a much harder choice than which weapon. So yeah, we'll go into a lot of detail on the actual Titan guide that will be coming out in the next couple of days. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. You guys are awesome. If you really want to help your favorite YouTube channels out, always hit that like button and subscribe to their channels, share their videos with your friends, and if you have the time, watch the videos till the end. YouTube pays attention to all of those stats, and those will really help your favorite YouTubers out. Thanks for watching. You guys are awesome.